Hello, wonderful viewers. Thank you so much for joining me again today. And I really do appreciate all of you, and I appreciate your comments, and I appreciate the wealth of knowledge all of you do have. So, I want to read today on a few different things. I did a pretty intense reading about El Paso and the aftermath of that, and what's going on with Q and all that kind of stuff behind the scenes. But I would like to read now on more hopeful topics and help us to understand, why we should be hopeful. Okay, so Spirit, that's what I'm asking. All right, so in the heart of the matter, we have the Five of Swords, victory. Okay, I think that's saying, go for the victory. You'll go for the victory. Victory. We get it now, though. So in a Celtic cross, what's in the heart of the matter is usually what's going on right now, or what's the big issue right now. So victory, but that will mean cutting away some things. That will mean not everybody's going to be happy. That will mean that, gosh, that doesn't sound very bipartisan, does it now? That victory. The challenge is the Page of Cups. We always want good news. We always want things to, the Page of Cups is a delightful fellow. He is led by his emotion. He is lively. He is expressive. He is impatient. He is impulsive. He is a lot of fun to be with for a while. Okay, but I think the challenge is for us to not be impatient, to understand that worthy goals often are reached brick by brick by brick. You know what I mean? It's just one thing at a time. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. We always want that little bit of good news. We always want the good news. Okay, and I feel like the Spirit is saying, okay, but, it's not always going to come like that. All right. Underneath it all, we have the Three of Coins, and I just got this with the reading I just did. And the Three of Coins is about our faith in our judicial system. Our legislative branch is having some trouble, isn't it? We have bill after bill written in the House and not even brought to vote on the Senate floor. So as long as Republicans hold the Senate, unless something huge happens, and it would have to be huge, and it could, but unless something huge happens, obviously the legislative branch is not able to perform its function of checking checks on the president's power, the executive branch's power. So we're having faith in the judicial branch, and the reminder that everything in the judiciary goes slowly. Ah, goodness. And thank goodness we do have movement forward here and there, and we should pay attention to those things. The lawsuits that are won, the steps forward. For instance, the judge who told Trump, well, of course Congress can have the Deutsche Bank as your financial records. Their job is oversight. Their job is to check your power. We should celebrate those, because those, even though they're here, there, and all over the nation, they're important. Okay. And also there's all those lawsuits, and investigations in the judicial branch on Trump. So we have the Two of Wands in the past. Our two-party system, right? We have a Democratic House, a Republican-led Senate, Republican-led executive branch. So, Spirit, what do you want to tell me about that? Two of Cups. Okay. Two of Cups. Mutual respect. Right. So, okay. So as much as I get frustrated and feel like, well, why do bipartisan when, Mitch McConnell's certainly not doing bipartisan. We do need to talk together and try to understand each other's perspectives. And they need to do that in Washington as well. And maybe this is too about whether we're Democratic or Republican, whether we voted for Trump or voted for Hillary or somebody else. we need to maintain that respect and seek to see things as the other sees them. That's about seeing eye to eye. That's why they have these two people on an equal level, seeing eye to eye. You know, if you listen, you can oftentimes figure out where somebody else is coming from, and then ensues a productive conversation. All right, well, thank you, Spirit. Yeah, that is important. Page of Swords above. Okay, and that's about, don't take too seriously a lot of the rhetoric, because the Page of Swords is just talking. He talks, so we have all these pages. He talks, and he doesn't say much of value or worth because he's so inexperienced, and he hasn't really thought a lot before he's spoken. That's why it's the Page of Swords. The swords can be speech, they can be thoughts, they can be aggressive speaking at the lower levels, right? And Page would be at the lower levels. So don't pay a lot of attention to that rhetoric and don't engage in it, is what I'm hearing. Yeah. If it's just a headline grabbing, like a clickbait, like they want to grab your attention with the headline, be careful, because that just might be a marketing tool and it might not really be so dire as all that. Okay. All right, Wheel of Fortune in the immediate future. Reminder, this is that time, that era where there will be a lot of truth coming out, and especially in politics, a new era. That's in our immediate future. Okay, so don't be disheartened. All right, I like the position that comes up in. Okay. All right, Spirit, anything else we should know? Queen of Wands. Don't lose faith, too, in that new political energy coming up. They have some fire. They have purpose. They won't give up. Sometimes this is Nancy Pelosi, but it's really the king and the queen have been new political leaders coming back into power or having more power and not giving up until their purpose is fulfilled. Not giving up. The Queen of Wands, she is not putting that wand down until her job is done. The wands are purpose. The wands are fire. The wands are goals. But the Queen of Wands is mature, and she doesn't shoot off at the mouth. She is a tremendous presence, but she knows what she's doing. Okay. All right, so we should all seek to be that. All right. Well, thank you, Spirit. That does reassure me some. And thank you, everybody, for going on this journey with me and all of us together. Bye-bye.